Hey everyone, thanks for coming along today. Now, I know it's a Zoom lesson and it's like, fucking hell, do we really have to be here? Yes, you do. You do. Unfortunately, but that's just the way it goes. We've had another COVID outbreak in the college. I know what you're thinking, we're meant to be fucking moving on from COVID in the UK now, but, apparently somebody has only had 12 jabs, which I find completely shocking myself. Maybe if they'd had all 58 of their jabs, we wouldn't be in this fucking mess. So, that's just the way it is, and, until we're able to get over this bloody thing, this is just the way it is, so, but like I say, well, anyway, enough about that. It's just funny how some people have, only seem to have bad internet connection when there's a lesson going, strange that. But, something I've noticed. But today I wanted to do something a bit different. I know, I'm a media teacher and you're all media students, but what I wanted to do today is I wanted to talk to you all about famous people from Shropshire. And because I know what it's like myself. I grew up in Shropshire, and I've seen you walking around the college. You're thinking to yourselves, oh, this is depressing. Yeah, I'm studying something I really enjoy and want to make a career out of, but what kind of a career am I going to have in Shropshire? What kind of life is it going to be? It's going to be shit. I'm going to have to live a life where I'm either going to work a job I hate or I'm going to be unemployed. And those are my only choices, because I live in the worst fucking county in the UK. The most deprived, the most forgotten about, the most depressing place in the whole of the UK. And I include Wales in that. But and I know what it's like myself. I grew up in Shropshire myself, and I know how depressing it can be. But look at me now. I'm one of the most successful college teachers in the country. So and if I can achieve that, well, you probably can't. But just pretend I've said you have, and be like, yeah, that's Mr. Strangford for you. I mean, I'm allowed to call him Jack because I'm a college student, but that's what he thinks. So yeah, I just wanted to do this as a special lesson today, just to remind you that even though you are from Shropshire, it's not completely hopeless, although it is mostly hopeless. So just cling on to that little bit that isn't hopeless, yeah? As minute as it might be. So anyway, famous people from Shropshire. Now the first person I'm going to speak about today is Jesse Armstrong. Who's he, I hear you ask? Yeah? Well, does a little show called Succession sound familiar? Yeah? Created it. So, if you ever watch Succession, actually, sometimes they have a bit at the end of the episode where, there's a sort of bald guy talking about the episode. He's not in the show, but he's in the bit sort of post-credits, That's him. Apparently he's from Oswestry, so, went to University of Massachusetts apparently, so he was like, right, I'm getting right out of here as soon as I get my first fucking opportunity, and I don't blame you, mate, so, good on you, and that's an example of someone who's not just made a success of himself, you might say, he's made a succession of himself, so, come on. Now then, the next person I want to talk about today is Greg Davies. You might know him as the Taskmaster, or as Mr. Gilbert from The Inbetweeners. So he grew up in Wem, so he has my sympathy. I mean, a friend of mine actually had a job interview in Wem once, and you'll never believe this. He had to wait 2 hours for the train home, but before that, he had to wait an hour and a half for the interview to start, because that's when the train gets in, basically, so that's how shit Wem is, and well, the problem with Wem is there's literally nothing there, so it's like, what do you do to kill that time? There's nothing, you just sit at the train station, basically, that's all you can do. So, big respect to Mr. Greg Davies for that. Stuart Lee, apparently he was born in Shropshire. These days, if you say you're from Shropshire, you get completely ignored, and the conversation completely moves on. And I said, you what? He said, yeah, these days, if you say you're from Shropshire, you get completely ignored and the conversation, just completely moves on. And I said, what, are you sure about this? So let me get this straight, because these days, right, if you say you're from Shropshire, you get completely forward and the conversation just moves on. Yeah, these days, you know, if you say you're from Shropshire, you get completely ignored and the conversation moves on. It's him. So, Charles Darwin was, you know, born in Shrewsbury apparently, so, you know, named after the shopping mall in Shrewsbury he was, so, you know, some people think it's the other way around there. Fun fact, someone actually said to me once that, you know, I think they've got it wrong, but they said, the thing that annoys me about Charles Darwin is he moved away when he was 3 from Shropshire, and he never came back. And I said, well, doesn't that show you how shit it is in Shropshire? That even 200 years ago, one of the great minds of our times decided he wanted to get the hell out of there at the age of 3. So, I mean, not of our time, but, you know, because obviously he lived at a different time, but, you know, Darwinning at this competition. Next famous person is Piers Corbyn. If you don't know who that is, just, you know, do you remember a few months ago there was that song going around saying wearing a mask is like trying to keep a fart in your trousers? Sure it is, Piers. Yeah. Now get yourself back to the retirement home, mate. You know, you're about 74. If we ever want to hear from you, we don't! Yeah, so apparently he spent part of his childhood in Shropshire, so, you know. But Piers Corbyn, that's not the brother of... Yeah, it is the brother of Jeremy Corbyn. We'll get onto him in a minute. And, you know, we're not doing the politics bit yet. Michael Palin apparently went to school in Shrewsbury as well, so, you know, you might know him as the guy who travels about all over the place. But cultured people amongst you will know him as one of the 6 members of Monty Python. A much more seismic achievement than just saying, well, I've been to every country on the planet. So, and, you know, I mean, how many people can say that they're one of the 6 funniest people who have ever lived? So, 6, there's your answer. You know, and he's one of them. So, another famous person from Shropshire is Susie Perry. You might, you know, if you don't know who that is, you know, she does a bit of motorsport presenting. You know, she did F1 for a few years, and she was fucking awful at that. You know, but she does MotoGP, I think she does now. Hopefully she's a bit better. I mean, I don't watch MotoGP myself, but you know, hopefully she's a bit better at presenting on that, because she was fucking awful as an F1 presenter. I tell you. You know, if you look at fucking presenting during that time, you'll see what I mean. It was fucking terrible. Anyway, moving on. She also did the Gadget Show on Channel 5 a few years ago, so, you know, looked very hot in a cat suit. So, if you're into that. Another person from Shropshire is the guy from The Crown who played Harold Wilson. Didn't get his name, but, you know, the actor who plays Harold Wilson in The Crown is from Shropshire, so there you go. Alright, politicians next. You know, I know what you're thinking about, you know, bloody politicians, what have they ever done for us? Exactly, yeah, fucking, but, you know, there's not many, alright, there's not many on this list, so just get over it and we'll suffer through it together, alright? Famous politicians from Shropshire, Jeremy Corbyn, spent some of his childhood here. I will talk in a very calm, very reassured voice to make sure everyone knows to feel very safe and very calm in my presence. Keir Starmer has no mandate to kick me out of the party, and to do impressions of me like this is utterly disgraceful. Anyway, forget I did that. That was terrible. Now I know that a lot of you will have very terrible memories of our recent MP Owen Paterson. Yeah, and what I'd just say is, you know, just less said about him the better, really. I mean, that fucking bastard. I mean, you know, you send him a fucking message, fucking complaining about an issue you've got. Takes him 2 fucking months to get back to you the first time. You complain about how long it took him to get back to you that time. He takes another fucking month to get back to you. And you think, fucking hell, mate, it's been 3 months now, and I fucking moved on. What the fuck are you doing? So, you know, he was fucking useless, lazy bastard. So, you know, this is a guy that thinks that, you know, old people should be fucking sent to pick fruit for below minimum wage. So that's the sort of MP that for 24 years we had in this constituency. And he was born in this constituency as well, obviously that's why I'm bringing him up as well. So, you know. So, you know, I suppose the lesson I want you to take from the whole Owen Paterson podcasting thing here is, next time a politician comes up to you and says, don't vote for this guy because he's not from this constituency, yeah? Next time someone says that to you, look him in the eyes and go, does it matter? Yeah? Because we had an MP from this constituency for 24 years and he didn't seem to give a shit, quite frankly. So, I don't care if you're from fucking Mars, as long as you're a good fucking politician, mate. Yeah? So, just because they're from this constituency doesn't mean that they're going to make a good MP. That's all I'm saying. So, just bear that in mind in the future. The final one for politicians, Sir Peter Bottomley. So, yeah, apparently he was, I think he's from Newport. Yes, we've got a Newport in Shropshire. You know, to anyone who thinks I mean Newport, Wales. Yeah, and yeah, but apparently he got baptised in Cheswardine, which is another shithole in Shropshire. Honestly, whatever you do, don't go there. You know, it's like all they've got there is 2 fucking pubs, and I think a shop that's only open for like 4 hours a day or something. So, you know, avoid at all costs is the message. But yeah, so yeah, that's all I've got really for that. I think that covers many of the big ones. Obviously, there's more, you know, famous people I haven't covered. But you know, I'm not going to take up all your fucking day listing people. You know, but yeah, I hope that's given you some sort of inspiration. You know, please stop asking when the documentary's coming out about me. I don't know, right? They've been filming for fucking 8 years around the college. I mean, if they haven't got enough footage by now, then they're never going to have enough footage, are they? So, you know, but we remain hopeful that they're going to finish one day. But yeah, thanks a lot everyone, thanks for coming, and yeah, trying to think of a way to end the lesson. Just hang up. That's probably the way to do it, since you're all on Zoom, so zooming away.